Hello everybody and welcome back to another My Porch Prints tutorial. This is Kyra and today is the second day of our Petals and Parchment spring event where all week long we are going to be having freebies and video tutorials and sales in our shop, as well as giving away prizes to people who comment down below on our video. We're going to be giving away coupons and then also have a grand prize of giving away the junk journal that I am making this week. If you haven't already seen it, yesterday's video I had a full tutorial for how to make this journal right here from start to finish, and today we are going to be decorating it a little bit using the freebie for today's video, which is this Cascade Cards freebie, and it comes with 4 sheets of little pieces that we can use to make today's project. And I did print on the back of some of these. You can see in the instructions at the top which ones need to be printed on the back of them. And I did print them all on cardstock so that they are nice and sturdy. Alright, so go ahead and print everything out and cut all of your little pieces out here. And we're going to start with these 4 main cards. And I went ahead and sifted through my little ephemera cards that come with this and found some that fit the cards themselves. So, you know, just pick whichever pieces you think work best. And I did go around the corners of these with a corner rounding punch, just for decoration's sake. You don't have to do that, but if you want to, you can. And a link to this punch and all supplies in today's video will be down in the description box if you're looking for anything specific. Alright, so I'm going to start by just gluing down this little pocket here to this card, and we're going to do that for all of the cards, just finding the corresponding pockets that go with each of the 4 main cards and just glue them down like this. So adding glue to the sides and the bottom and leaving one side open to tuck ephemera into. And this piece right here is a little bit special. You don't have to print on the back. If you want to, you could just go over it with some distress ink or leave it white. I'm going to take mine and actually glue it down to a decorative piece of paper from the Petals and Parchment kit that I used to make this journal, just to give it a little something on the back. And then it has these marked lines on it. We're just going to fold along one of those lines like this, and then we're also going to fold along the second line as well. And this piece is kind of like an accordion fold, so it folds kind of like back and forth, just like this. And then we're going to glue our smallest pocket down to this piece just like this, leaving the side open that has kind of that little cutout edge. And then we're going to add glue to the back panel of this entire piece and glue it straight down onto our smallest little flip pocket here. And then this is optional, but if you want to, you can glue panels onto the back of all of these little flips to make them look decorative too. So again, just pick any ephemera pieces you like, and remember to glue them on kind of upside down so that the tab is at the bottom, because when you actually flip these, they'll be right side up. So hope that makes sense for you guys. Alright, and then once that's done, I'm going to start by filling my little pockets with some of the ephemera pieces I think would look nice. If you want to, you could wait to do all of your decorating until you've glued these into your journal. It's kind of up to you how you want to do that. That might be recommended just to make sure you have everything fitting where you want it. I kind of ran into that problem a little bit later, but I'll show you how I fixed that. So I'll leave it up to you if you want to decorate now or after you've already glued them into your journal. Alright, you can see I'm just using some of the little page tabs that come with this kit to decorate a few of my pieces. You can put them on pockets or you can put them on the ephemera themselves. And there's also a bunch of little fussy cuts and labels that you can use to decorate your pockets however you'd like. I'm going to go ahead and just take a couple pieces and maybe add a little bit of distress ink, or like with the little butterflies, you can fold them to give them a little bit of dimension. So however you want to decorate it is fine. You don't have to do exactly what I'm doing, but if you're looking for inspiration, I'll go ahead and kind of show you here what I did. For some of my labels, I made like little, I guess, frames, if you want to think of it that way, out of some of the leftover fabric I had from making my cover, just to kind of pull some elements from the outside of my journal to the inside and make things feel cohesive. Right, so here's that first one finished up. Just really simple decorating. I've got a couple of these other labels. I'm going to go ahead and layer them over this little like little blue butterfly here. Just glue that right to the center. And if you want to use, you know, cheesecloth or ribbons or things like that to decorate, feel free to add those little elements in. The only thing you might want to be cautious of is using anything that's too thick. For example, my third little pocket here, I'm going to be adding like a string of pearls to it. And that's about as thick as you would want to get, and you'll want to only do that on the pocket that's going to lay at the very top when we layer all of these, and you'll see again what I mean a little bit later. If you have too many really thick elements, they won't lay flat in your journal, and it will create a little bit of a problem when you're trying to like flip them. So again, if you're going to do anything like really thick like this, just do it on only one of the pockets, whichever pocket is going to go at the very top of your waterfall. Okay. So once you've got everything decorated, we can take the little tabs on all of these cards and fold them back just like this. And you could do this before decorating if you want. It doesn't really matter, whichever's easiest. And my journal, I did use paper for all of my pages instead of cardstock, so they're actually a little bit thin. And I did find that my Cascade cards were a little bit on the heavy side. It's not that you can't use them, but you'll just kind of feel that difference. So if you want to make this a little bit easier on yourself, you could use like cardstock for your pages, or glue a piece of cardstock into the journal, and that'll help support the page a little bit and give it a little bit of sturdiness. I actually end up tearing mine out and gluing it to the back cover, so I'll show you guys that a little bit later. But to start, when you're layering your pieces, you usually want to start with the largest one at the bottom of the page and then go from largest to smallest up the page. However, you can see I've got this one piece here that was like too thick because of those beads, so I actually had to rearrange mine a little bit. So it's a little bit different than how we usually do the Cascade cards, which is fine. You know, you can always adapt and put them wherever you want. If you want to layer them differently, go for it. If you want to layer, you know, 2 on a different page and 2 on another, you can do that however you want. Get as creative as you'd like. But just be in mind that if you want these things to flip properly, you do need a little bit of space between them. Otherwise, if you layer one too close to another, they won't be able to flip. So you want, like, you know, 1/2 inch of space between the cards so that they have plenty of room to flip up. And you can lay everything down ahead of time and double check that things are gonna fit properly and flip properly before you glue them down. So I would recommend doing that. But in case anyone's wondering, this is kind of the order that I glued mine in. I actually went for the smallest one next, and then this kind of medium-sized card, and then finished with that larger card that had the sort of thicker beads on top like this. All right. So that's how I layered mine, and then if you want to, you could do a little bit more decorating in between the cards. Again, you don't have to do this, but I had a lot of these little extra fussy cuts left over and I wanted to use them up. So I'm going to go ahead and glue those down kind of in between my cards. Just make sure, again, whatever elements you use aren't too thick and they're on the flatter side of things. And you're just kind of double checking if things can still flip as you go. And if you're having problems with the cards flipping up when you don't want them to, you can use things like mini paper clips to hold them down, or even like Velcro dots is an option to kind of keep things from flipping around. So, you know, you've got options there. And then I am going to use, again, one of those little scrap pieces of paper from the Petals and Parchment kit, and I'm going to just glue that down here in this kind of large blank space, and then use a couple of those final fussy cuts to decorate. And again, if you wanted to, you could use, like, I don't know, like a piece of notebook paper on the back of these cards instead. If you want to have like more writing space, that's an option. And right here you can see me kind of realizing that the paper felt a little bit thin for this. Again, it's not that it doesn't work, but for me, I just wanted it to feel a little more solid. So I did try using like a string to tie these down to keep them from flipping so much. Ultimately, the paper was just too thin for that. So again, I think I would have recommended using a piece of cardstock and then gluing that down to a page and then gluing this on top of that. However, I decided to just make my life a little bit easier and tear that whole page page out and glue it to my back cover instead. And actually I think I ended up liking this the most because the back cover is of course made of cardboard and chipboard, so it's really solid, and then you also don't really flip the back cover much, so I didn't really have the problem of these flips flipping up unnecessarily while I'm working on the rest of my journal for decorating. So yeah, I ended up really liking it. And I don't know about anyone else, but whenever I'm decorating my journals, I do kind of tend to start at the front and then work towards the back. And I try not to do that because a lot of times I find that when I get towards the end of my journal, it's not as decorative as the front. So this was actually kind of a nice way to decorate the back half of my journal and make it look like I took a lot of time and really was thinking about it, you know? So ultimately I think I really like this on the back cover, but let me know where you guys end up putting yours. I think this worked best for me. So anyway, I hope that you guys had fun crafting along with me. Don't forget to pick up this Cascade card freebie down in the description box, and head over to our shop for that deal today, which is 40% off on select ephemera. And we're also having another video tomorrow with another freebie and another deal. So definitely make sure to come back then, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Bye!